Hi guys, welcome back to Rybrook TV and welcome to the new BMW XM, the first fully M built car from BMW since the iconic M1 supercar. Now, if you're an avid viewer of the channel, you'll know that this time last week we did a full walk around video of this car. So if you're interested in the exterior, interior design of this car, please use the link in the top of the screen to go and check out that video. But this one is all about the drive. Possibly the bit that's maybe the most important thing about this car. Because after all, this is a bespoke M vehicle. It's been built from the ground up by BMW M. So it should be pretty special. Let's start with some of the facts, the stats. This is, in essence, a hybrid. We've got a big 4.4 litre twin turbocharged V8 up front, then we've got some batteries and an electric motor. And in fact, this is pretty much the drivetrain that's going to go into the next M5. So not only am I interested in driving this car as the XM, I've also got a sneaky little eye on the future for the M5, because let's be honest, the current M5 is probably the best all-rounder in the world. Now, this actually is the most powerful vehicle BMW has ever produced. Well, actually, no, that's a slight lie. Not this exact car. This is the XM. So this one has 650 horsepower and 800... Oh, there's some gesture control going off. As you can tell, this car is full of all the toys. So gesture control, heated seats, all that sort of stuff. We cover all that in the walk-around video. Anyway, back to the power. 650 horsepower, 800 newton meters of torque, 0 to 60 in around 4 seconds for this car. I think it's a little bit more than that, might be 4.3. But the even faster one is the Label Red. Now that car has an additional 100 horsepower, so 750 horsepower, and an additional 200 newton meters of torque, which takes it up to 1,000 newton meters. And that car is pretty phenomenal. But anyway, we're going to talk about this one today, just the regular XM. We'll start off with some slower driving because we're stuck behind a horse box, so I can't really get my foot down. Its mannerisms on the road are very civilized. I mean, there's no escaping. It's an incredibly intimidating car to look at from the outside. It does feel quite big on small, twisty roads like this, but it's not hard to place on the roads. You've got a great visibility, to be fair, for a car that looks like this, sort of the weird shape, the coupe-esque shape. The visibility is actually very, very impressive indeed. I love looking out over M wing mirrors as well. That's such a cool thing. The big, open, vented style wing mirror is fantastic. But its mannerisms, when you're in just complete comfort mode, just completely normal, are actually really good. It's very comfortable. It actually feels very luxurious in here. The fit and finish of everything, as we explained in the last video, is phenomenal. I love this open sort of brown leather here. These seats are phenomenal as well, incredibly comfortable to sit in. I've got my massage seats on and my ventilated seats on, so I'm just perfect right now. But yeah, on a long distance cruise, I imagine this would be perfect. It'd be incredibly comfortable. You'd set your adaptive cruise control just so, and it'd be spot on. It feels, I mean, there is a slight hard edge to it, but it doesn't feel quite as hard as, say, an X5M or an X6M, or certainly not an X3 or X4M. It has got a slightly softer side to it. I mean, it is an SUV after all, and it has to do everything. That's why the M people have built an SUV rather than a supercar. It's designed to be able to do everything. And so far, the comfort side of things is mighty impressive. There's also plenty of space in here, loads of space in the back. I mean, there's acres of space in the back. Everything feels really high quality and beautiful and well put together. But what we also really want to know is what happens when you get the hammer down. Before we flick it into full-blown Sport Plus M mode, let's just talk about some of the other features. We've got an anti-roll, 48-volt anti-roll system in here. We've got a limited slip diff on the rear. We've got rear wheel steering as well. We've got full adaptive suspension all round. And all of these things add up to promise that the XM, despite its weight, despite its size, still drives like a full-on M car. What we need to do to wake this car up is go down here to M mode, click it, and you can go in and change it from road to sport. So flick it into sport mode, the dashboard changes, let's put it into manual, and let's see what 650 horsepower feels like in a car of this size, shall we? I mean, it feels pretty sprightly, I've got to be honest. It picks up so well, the help with that hybrid system, yeah, really helps the pickup. It doesn't feel like a twin turbocharged engine because it just doesn't feel like there's any turbo lag. You can immediately feel the rear wheel steer helping you out through the corners as well. It stays remarkably flat. For a car of this weight and size and mass, it sticks really flat to the road. Gearbox is nice and quick, 8-speed ZF automatic gearbox like we've become used to in BMWs nowadays. I mean, the engine noise sounds maybe a little bit pumped through the cabin, but I suspect it is, they all are nowadays. But it feels mighty quick in a straight line. Let's drop it down, second gear, and yeah, for a car of this size, it's ballistically quick. The brakes are incredibly strong as well. We've got upgraded brakes on this car. It feels like an absolute animal, this thing. I mean, it's a big car and it should not be able to do what it does. It's mighty impressive. You just can't get away from 650 horsepower. Oh, it picks up and goes. It is mighty impressive, this thing. Yeah. It's an M car. It certainly does feel like an M car. I mean, if anything, I'd like it to be a little bit harder, actually. What settings have I got this? Okay. Actually, I've got a damper setting, actually, slightly harder. So hang on, let's put it into that. Yeah, see, that feels a little bit better. Stiffen up the suspension, make it feel a little bit more responsive. That's how I want to drive the XM. Yeah. Steering feel is really good. Obviously, you can weight it up just like you can in most BMWs. I prefer it slightly lighter though. I feel like that you get more feel through it. Yeah, it's impressive, this thing. I like it. Didn't think I would, but it's whoa, nice big burbles on the upshifts. Again, don't know whether that's real or not, but who cares? It sounds great when you're inside it, and you're the person that's going to buy it, so who cares? Yeah, it feels good. It feels very good on these tight, twisty roads in Wales. Yeah, mighty impressive. Yeah, it handles the undulations really well in the road as well. It doesn't wallow about. It feels quite stiff, actually, quite firm. Doesn't feel like you're rolling around the place. I mean, these seats help a lot because they are so supportive. But yeah, when you really want to get up it and start to get a shift on, it really does wake up, and it becomes an M car. It's gone from being this comfortable cruiser with your massage seats and ventilated seats and all your creature comforts, your Apple CarPlay, etc. At a touch of a button, it's now turned into a bit of a brute, to be honest. And all the while you're driving like this, you're charging the batteries, so you're saving the planet. What a great thing. It has got regen brakes, of course, but BMW have managed to make it feel like there isn't any, if that makes sense. Regen brakes can often interrupt with the feel of the brake pedal, but not in this. You're aware they're there, but they feel like conventional brakes. It doesn't feel like they're interfering, doesn't feel synthetic on the pedal. Yeah, it's mighty impressive, this. Mighty, mighty impressive. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. If you want any more information on the new BMW XM, or any BMW for that matter, use the link in the description of this video to contact the guys at your nearest BMW Rybrook retailer. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel for plenty more content to come, and we will see you guys again really soon.